Okay, so I'm getting ready to do a bloom in resin. I'm using Bond Crafters 1:1, and I've set aside 1 ounce of resin here that I'm going to put my shallow sinking white, and I'm using Jet Life shallow sinking, or G-Life, not really sure how to pronounce that. I've used my debubbler, and let me see, what temperature have I got this at? It's got warmed up. Let's see what it's at. It's at 101 degrees Fahrenheit. I'll go ahead and pour that in. This is the homemade mold that I made. I'm hoping that I can get the same result that I got with the last one, that it'll be two-sided, but I'm not sure. This is gonna kind of be a gardenia magnolia type flower. Not really sure. I'm using the colors that I chose. Chose yellows and with white petals. I have a little bit left over there. Let me see. All right, what I'm going to do is start off with I have Sunbright Yellow by Pinata. I have the main yellow that I'm using is Lemon Yellow, that's by Jet Life, and regular yellow by Jet Life. So let's go with the Lemon Yellow first. Shake that up really, really well. Do not want to open that over your project. As I have learned in the past, you get little muddy stuff and now little dry crusties. So I'm going to put that right in the center. Put 5 drops right in the center. And then let me see, the next one, I'm going to go with the Pinata because that is a little bit darker than the Lemon Yellow. And go around that. And of course, all of this is going to go into the center, so I don't have to really worry right now about how close I am to the edge. And then this is Yellow by Jet Life. And although it doesn't appear right now, it is darker than the other yellows. And for some reason, this bottle, I find I have to tip it a little bit and bring it back in order for the drops to come out. I'm not really sure why. And then I will go back and put some of the Lemon Yellow in the center because the center drop always seems to disappear. Now, while I'm waiting for that, I'm going to take my cup that I have here and get my white, which I set down. Here it is. Shake that up and start dropping that in here. Oh gosh, it's always so hard to come out. And I may have to use a pin, even though it's already open. These things seem to hate me. You don't want to make it too thick because you don't, or too white because you don't want it to sink too deep to the bottom. I mean, you want it to be white, but you don't want it to be overpowering and sink all the way to the bottom and have it too thick. So just add drops, stir, and then add more and stir. Oops, sorry, I'm not in focus here for you, so you can't see. So check your stick every now and then. So far that's 4 drops, and it's not very thick yet. So I'm going to add a couple more. This is light sinking, as I mentioned, so it's not very it's still very light. Kind of want it see-through, but not completely see-through. And I am going to pipe this. Add some more. 4 more drops. Kind of a little bit thicker than skim milk, I would say. And I am going to let this warm more, because I do want this to bloom nicely. Still would like to see that a little bit whiter. Just a touch more, and then that'll be it. Let's see, I think I'm going to add which one is this? More drops of the darker yellow to the outside here, because it is really going in. There we go. Cover this. Don't want any extra spills. Check the temperature of my white, which is 106. I have my piping bag ready. All right, I'm going to give that just a minute. I think I can go ahead and pour it in here. And instead of tying off my bag, I find that it's easier, for me anyway, because my fingers don't usually do what I want it to or want them to. So I use a bread wrapper or a twist tie, and I will just twist tie it. And then that way, if I need to tighten it, I can do it that way. And I find that that is so much easier. And then I just, and I use the nice ones that I can reuse. And they don't break off and the paper doesn't peel. Which, of course, I didn't grab one, but it's right here on the counter. So, trusty right here. Da-da-da. So I will get that ready. Of course, everything is just out of sight of you guys, and I apologize for that. I moved everything into the center of the room to try to adjust for my camera, because I moved it in the center of the room, hoping that maybe the lighting would be better. The power, we had a big accident out here in Glenburn today, and the power had gone out, so I was trying to adjust everything to get some lighting situated, and then I didn't have time to readjust things back, and yeah, so that's what happened with that. I'm going to give that just another minute because it doesn't seem to be the right thickness just yet. So I'm going to pause this and I will be right back. Okay, we're back. I'm going to go ahead and snip this. Check and see the thickness here. Looks thick. All right. Let's start off in the center here. Just going to make little petals. Just keep going around. And if you see a spot that you miss, you can pull it up and stop. And then take a look. Any place that you may see a blurby, you can pull it through and smooth it out. Just, you don't need to drag it all the way down to the bottom. One thing I didn't do was I did not mix my inks, my alcohol inks. I kind of liked the way that they looked. Normally I would blend them together, but because I added different inks in between, I re-added. I just decided to leave them. I am going to do a swirl here. I'm going to wait 5 minutes though, or a few minutes before I do that. Because I don't want to do it too soon. If you do it too soon, it's going to sink. And that I don't want. Oh, actually, it's getting quite thick, so I better start to do it now. Go out, and then you go back in. You don't want to do it too much, because if you do, you're going to disrupt the bottom, and you never want to touch the bottom of your mold. I do want to put a tiny bit one right there. Okay. All right, so that seems to be about it. I did turn my heat mat on just to help with blooming. I'm not going to leave it on for the duration. I'll decide whether or not I'm going to put a top coat on, a dark backing on this. Once it hardens, if this side looks good and the other side looks terrible, who knows, the dark side might go on the other side. I don't know yet. We'll see. But if it's not blooming, I may put the heat gun on it to get it to move a little bit more. We'll see what happens. But I don't know. It may fail because I didn't swirl around the colors inside. We'll see what happens. But anyway, so that's the start of this, and I'll be back when it's time to either put on a top coat or demold. Okay. Time has passed. There really isn't enough room for a top coat here. I switched locations. So I'm going to go ahead and demold. If there is room for a top coat, I can go ahead and back this after it is demolded. If the other side didn't seem to work out, I can't really tell by looking. I do know that there is bubbles on the other side because the silicone that I used to back this homemade mold had bubbles on it. So I do have to sand it and then apply a clear coat anyway. So we'll see what happens. And then I do have to trim silicone off the live edge. So we will see what this looks like. All right, here we go. Whoop, let me get this in frame. Oh, wow. And it's, again, it came out two-sided. It did bloom. So, let me see if I can find something dark. Bear with me for 1 second. Okay, so here I have some black construction paper. So that shows it a little bit better. That's not bad. And I can try to put, see, gold for a background. Or using kind of a silver. Very salmon color, which isn't too bad. Let me see here if I can put on a light. That might help. A little extra light. See if that'll help. Not really. All it does is wash it out. Okay. So anyway, that is, let me see. I'm going to adjust it a little bit. I don't know. I think I like the black better. It shows the detail a little bit more, definitely. And then I'll turn it over and show the other side. I think that side is, the top side is a lot better. I do like that. I'm glad it came out two-sided, but I think I will put a top coat on it. But anyway, it came out nice. I do like it, but I think I will put on a dark background so you can see those petals. But that is how you do the bloom in resin. It's pretty easy. So give it a try. It's fun and it doesn't take long. I did use the heat mat on it, so it only took about 2.5 hours to do, and I had it on low. So anyway, it's fun to do. Give it a try.